At the end of this module, the students will state objectives and characteristics of Neo-literate books, describe content of books, describe process of preparation of books, and explain need of graded material. Basic literacy is an entry point to the world of communication and information. The ultimate goal of any literacy program is to create a learning society by providing lifelong and life-wide learning opportunities. The ultimate goal of any literacy program is to create a learning society by providing lifelong and life-wide learning opportunities which may result in the release of creative energies of the people. The aim is to be achieved by providing continuing education opportunities to the neo-literates. Learning material occupy very important place in continuing education. Out of all the materials, most important are the books and booklets. In this module, word book will refer to book as well as booklet. Books have a certain distinctive quality which give them a position of prominence among basic literacy and neo-literate materials. In the present module, we will learn about neo-literate books with special reference to process of preparation and content. Let's see what are books and booklets. A printed and bound matter of 100 pages is referred as book and those less than 100 pages as booklets. Certain distinctive qualities of books and booklets which give them a position of prominence among neo-literate materials are as follows. Most of the adult education material require help of facilitator or educational aids. But books help in self-study and promote in a much positive way understanding and reasoning of the reader. Books can be kept in libraries and can be easily carried to any place. Books can be possessed by the individual and read at leisure whenever desired. They can read them repeatedly if necessary and if desired. Books cover much wider areas of knowledge in comparison to other printed material. Reader may refer them as and when required. Neo-literate booklets. Neo-literate booklet is a material designed to present concept or ideas through combination of text and illustrations. The illustrations serve as visual explanations of the text. A booklet provides lot of information in a logical sequence. Neo-literate booklet usually consists of 12 to 32 pages depending primarily upon the literacy level of the target reader and the content of the booklet. The literacy level of the target reader is considered carefully while developing a booklet. There are certain objectives of adult education for different target groups decided by planners and implementers of the program. While developing a booklet, decision has to be made as to what will be the function of booklet, which serves as a guide in the selection of content, format, pre-testing, etc. Usually, objective of preparation of book may be as follows. The first one is reinforcement of literacy skill. Booklets prevent relapse of neo-literate into illiteracy. They help in stabilizing and reinforcing their literacy or reading skills. They help in improving and strengthening literacy acquired by neo-literates so that they can gradually become self-reliant in terms of literacy, that is, the self-learning level. Therefore, the book should be so designed and graded that the transition from the stage of neo-literacy to that of self-reliance is achieved with ease. The second objective is improvement of economic skills. One of the main objectives of adult education is to improve the livelihood of learners and neo-literates since they are usually poor, unemployed or underemployed working in unorganized sector. Improvement of their economic condition through literacy is very important function of booklets. This can be achieved by developing books through which they learn new vocational skills and upgrade their present skills. Books can also acquaint them with ways and means of utilizing welfare programs, inform them of procedure for getting assistance from banks, provide them with skill of filling out forms and writing applications, etc., for getting loan facilities from banks and development agencies. The third objective is access to information. Books are good in communicating messages and information which may help the neo-literate to improve their quality of life through better health practices, better nutrition, improved family life, childcare, environment, legal, and even keeping financial aspects in mind. In short, booklets may help in all-round functional improvement of neo-literates' lives, overcome the lack of knowledge and information which make people feel helpless in their own surroundings. The fourth objective is development of critical thinking. Neo-literate books can help in developing critical thinking and reasoning power. They should aim to nurture them into being mature and rational individual. When adult neo-literates gain insight into their existential situation, they become active agents of development and not passive recipients of information. This awareness helps them to understand problems in a better way and to examine different options before deciding on a course of action. Writers require special skills and acquaintance with the actual situation and life conditions of the neo-literates to weave this awareness into general fabric of the books. The fifth objective is formation of scientific attitude. Certain convictions, traditions, superstitious beliefs, and other beliefs prevail in every society which had significance ages ago. But they are today totally counterproductive, they hinder progress, and are anti-development in the present times. Such beliefs should be discarded. This is a very sensitive area, and if the books are not prepared with such insights and imagination, they may increase the resistance and antagonize the neo-literates. Usually, writers make following mistakes while writing on the subject. They look down on the local beliefs and traditions, considering these as old-fashioned, unscientific, and largely worthless. Or they look up to or romanticize local customs and tradition as completely admirable and beneficial. Or they fail to look at all the local traditions and customs. In reality, old traditions, like new ways, have strengths and weaknesses. Writer can help people look carefully and critically at both and select and preserve what is best and avoid what is harmful. Helping people rediscover the value of many of their traditional ways increases their confidence in their own knowledge, experience, and ability to meet their needs themselves. The neo-literate books should therefore try to develop scientific concepts and inculcate the scientific temper among neo-literates and to help them analyze and understand that some changes are required and these are possible through their own efforts. Next is orientation towards values, desirable attitude and action. The use of neo-literate books should result in development of desirable values amongst readers. It should help change the living style through stronger, newer values and attitudes. One of the main issues about which attitude should change is gender issue and empowerment of women. Conscious and sincere effort in writing should be made to project women's real strength so that they could take their rightful place in the development of society and country. The next objective is provision of entertainment. Besides informing and instructing, effort should be made to make the books attractive and entertaining. Fiction, art, sports, culture, etc. should also be available to neo-literates to help them develop taste for music, art, culture, etc. Such books may enrich their personalities and even bring about attitudinal change. Let's now examine the content of neo-literate books. Adult education is a program of change, and the change can only be beneficial when the right kind of challenge can arouse the right kind of feelings to initiate the right kind of action. This can be achieved if contents of booklets incorporate the objectives of the program and cover three domains of learning, viz., cognitive, which is knowing, affective, feeling, and psychomotor, the acting and the doing domain. The three domains are distinct but should mutually support each other. Every booklet may not have equal treatment or mix of these three domains. Booklets may have more of one domain than the other, but attempt should be made to include all three domains in the content. Locally relevant contents are identified through need assessment. In addition to locally identified themes, topics of national concern may also be taken up. For example, in India, some of the national concerns are national integration, secularism, women's equality, small family norm, conservation of environment. Books are also developed for legal literacy, financial literacy and electoral literacy, and importance of literacy to inform neo-literates about their rights and duties. Some of the functional contents based on the most important areas of social concern in countries in Asia and Pacific are as follows. The first area is family life. It includes family members, their roles and responsibilities, extra money for the family as a social institution, family needs and budgeting, family customs and traditions, responsible parenthood, empowerment of women. Next is economics and income. It includes work and income, daily savings, improved agriculture, home gardening, village cooperatives, vocational skills, entrepreneurship. Third area is health. It includes food, water and nutrition, family health, common diseases, health problems, community health and health services. Next is civic consciousness, which includes rights and duties, people's participation in development and cleanliness, our forests, our culture, all people are equal, and my country. Let's now look at the approach to preparation of booklets. There are two main approaches to material preparation: unstructured and presumptive approach. This is the first one. Many a times, books for neo-literates are prepared based on presumption that material producers and writers know what is good for the target readers. They don't try to know the socio-economic and cultural background of the neo-literates. In this approach, there seems to be sympathy and concern for the neo-literates, but what is lacking is empathy, the ability to look at problems faced by neo-literates from the point of view of placing oneself in their position. The second approach is the structured and organized approach. This approach puts the target neo-literates into center of the process. It proceeds from an abstract to a concrete level and requires some practical steps. First is selection of theme in the preparation of booklet. Second is survey or study of the area and target neo-literates is conducted to identify their needs, problems and constraints and to examine the socio-cultural and economic factors of the area. Without knowing the actual situation of the target group, one cannot select theme or develop any suitable material for them. Common methods used for identification of need are observation, interview, focus group discussion, and unconventional methods like new participatory method and participatory rural appraisal. Please refer to Module 14, Identification of Needs and Interests of Adults for details of methods of need assessment. We will now examine the initial planning for book development. The following decisions are taken before starting writing work. The first one is theme. Top priority problems are identified from the result of the need assessment and are selected as themes of the book. Second is profile of target group. Social, cultural and economic status and other specific features of the neo-literates like their age, sex, literacy level, interest, etc. are also identified during the need assessment. Third is objective. Objective is set as what neo-literates are expected to achieve after using the booklet. Expected learning outcomes, change and improvement in behavior, attitude, knowledge, skills and literacy competence of learners are mentioned as objectives. The fourth one is content. Such contents are selected which could achieve the set objectives. Format or the style of writing. Format is selected according to complexity of content, reading and comprehension level of the neo-literates and the learning objectives. Story, drama, poem, dialogue, picture book, cartoon forms, etc. are quite popular among readers. Whatever format is used, care must be taken that the reader must enjoy reading the book. Sixth is teaching learning process. This also decides how the booklet will be used. What will be the role of facilitator, librarian or the peer group or others? For example, books for better life, new skills, etc. have to be largely cognitive through conveyance of knowledge. But visual presentations, dialogue, etc. can help the learners gain a better understanding and quicker acceptance of the idea. To bring about attitudinal change, a direct approach of do's and don'ts may not yield the desirable result. Stories and dramas can make an emotional impact on the readers, particularly when followed by discussion. Let's now examine the steps in preparation of neo-literate books and booklets. After the initial planning and the actual writing work starts, the first step in the preparation of booklet is to take decision about the strategy for preparation of book, whether it will be developed in a workshop or will be written by an individual. Whatever strategy is adopted, all the practical steps of material productions have to be followed in the production of booklet also. The steps in preparation of booklets, they are need assessment, then analysis of data and identifying priority needs. Third is selection of theme, followed by selection of format, selection of content, content arrangement, script preparation and illustration, pre-testing, revision of draft material, preparation of camera ready copy for printing and finally printing. Content. As discussed, the content of the book is defined depending on the objectives to be achieved. Complexity of the content is decided based on the stages of development of learners. It is also ensured that it is relevant and useful for the learners. Following activities help in the selection of appropriate content. Result of the need assessment are reviewed. The statements made by neo-literates and community leaders, etc. during the field study could also be used as part of writing. Reference material related to the theme is collected and studied. Subject experts are consulted. For preparation of script, first of all, items comprising of contents of selected topic are listed. These items are arranged in a proper order as an outline of the booklet. Logically arranged explanations make contents easy to understand. Sequence of content is decided from simple to complex. Writing, that is development of script. Writing for neo-literates needs special attention as neo-literates have vast experience of life and adult thinking power, but have limited vocabulary and very low literacy level. Within these limitations, important themes have to be developed. Talented writers and illustrators must be involved in the preparation of script. The theme of the booklet requires skillful handling. The identified problems and their solutions has to be woven in such a way that the reader is not at receiving end but should identify himself or herself with character of the booklet. Based on the content, following two types of booklets may be developed. Number one, primarily illustrations are given with text playing a complementary role, mainly for beginners. The second one is primarily text with complementary illustrations, mainly for middle and self-learning level Neo-literates. The booklet must address Neo-literates. It should motivate the readers and provide an overview of what they will learn. Different techniques could be used to make the Neo-literate booklets interesting. For example, presenting the information and complex themes in an interest-generating story form may make it interesting and effective. The clarity should be ensured in development of theory or story. A combination of discovery techniques, that is problem solving, and expository technique including demonstration method may provide better results than the utilization of one technique. Sentences should be short as much as possible. Simple expressions and comprehensive ideas must be used. Such vocabulary must be used that is applicable to the target readers, locale and lifestyle. Cultural background of the readers should be reflected in the text as well as illustrations. Provision for maximum transfer of learning should be made by developing sub-contents, processes, skills before higher order concepts, processes, skills. In addition, such experiences must be included in a variety of situations as close as possible to the problems the Neo-literates encounter in their everyday life. Learning sequence should be developed from content on real life situations as basis to more abstract concepts. Reinforcement exercises must be provided leading to feeling of reward and satisfaction, mastery, retention and added insight in attacking a problem. Repeated exposure to problem solving situations is helpful in development of critical thinking. Next is illustrations. Role of illustrations is very important in Neo-literate books. The quality of illustrations determine the effectiveness of literacy material. Illustrations should support the written material. For example, description of an animal is not complete unless it is supported by a good visual illustration. Illustrations by their mere presence make booklet attractive and interesting. There are many styles and techniques of drawings like simple line drawing, technical illustration, humorous illustration, cartoons, imaginative illustrations, etc. Choice of right type of illustrations and to some extent the choice of printing technology to be used enhances effectiveness of books. Following points are kept in mind while illustrating booklets. Illustrations should be attractive, interesting and enjoyable. Illustrations should be simple and clear and accurately represent the content. Cluttered background should be avoided. Features and clothing of human figures, scenery, structure, houses, tools, etc. should conform to those of the target readers, culture and their surroundings. While considering illustrations, the question of use of color cannot be ignored. Some educators feel that black and white illustrations may suffice and color would only add to attractiveness of the booklet. Unless color is significant, as in case of our national flag, it would make no difference in comprehension. Therefore, use of color has to be judicious. Script writing and illustrations should proceed together. Author, material producer and illustrator should maintain close contact consulting each other. Photograph may also be used in booklets. Next is editing and layout. The script should be edited for language as well as content. Editor must check overall logic and development of script. For technical subjects, it should be authenticated by subject experts For example, booklet on health issues should be checked by practicing doctor. Each page should be checked for coordination between text and illustration. The labor of writer and artist is lost when pages of the booklet look cluttered. Cluttering of pages discourage the readers. Therefore, cluttering should be avoided. Every page must have white space to give relief to the readers. Title, subtitles and captions of all illustrations etc. should be decided and added. Cover and back cover should be prepared. The title and cover of the booklet should be catchy and attractive, representing content of the booklet. Print line should also be decided and added. Next, we will discuss preparation for field testing. Field testing of booklets are necessary to prepare effective, flawless and motivational booklets. Following preparations are made prior to actual pre-testing of material in the field. Dummy of booklet is prepared using paper, size and number of pages corresponding to the final product. This gives an idea of the image and effect of the complete booklet. As many copies of dummy booklets are made as there are learners. Method of pre-testing is decided and preparations are made for the same. Pre-testers and facilitators are selected and trained to conduct pre-testing in the field. They practice presentation of material to neo-literates in advance till they are confident. They are also informed about the village data and details of the participants in advance where pre-testing will be conducted. Booklet is pre-tested for clarity, simplicity, comprehension, language, illustration, relevance and usefulness of content, format, etc. Questionnaire for pre-testing is developed based on these facts and pre-tested. Appointment is made with field functionaries and date, time and place of pre-testing is fixed. Let's have a look at pre-testing now. During pre-testing of book, main focus is on readability. Questionnaire for pre-testing of booklet is based on the objective of booklet. Components of evaluation are attractiveness of the title of booklet, relevance, usefulness and correctness of content, use of local vocabulary, difficulty in reading and comprehension, attractive and correct use of illustration and size of book, etc. Following sample questionnaire could be used based on these components. Figure illustrates the questionnaire for pre-testing. Various forms of evaluation techniques may be utilized for pre-testing, for example, questionnaire, observation, discussion, etc. Usually, two methods are adopted for pre-testing of booklets. All the learners assemble at one place and each person reads the booklet individually then and there. When they finish reading, then pre-testers investigate whether they have actually read it. Second, learners are allowed to take the booklets home, then next day the results are investigated. In both the cases, ample time is given to each reader to leisurely read the booklet and give their opinion individually as well as in a group. After the questionnaires are filled by the neo-literates, if they are not able to do it themselves, the pre-testers or facilitators may help them. Their reactions are also observed and they are noted. After fieldwork is over, the evaluation results are compiled, analyzed and scrutinized about the advantages and disadvantages. Revision and finalization of booklet. In this step, a meeting is organized by material producer which is attended by editorial staff and production related personnel like writer, illustrator, instructors, few pre-testers, subject experts, etc. The result of pre-testing is discussed and decision is made about changes to be incorporated in the booklet. The writers, illustrators, and concerned personnel carry out necessary revisions. After revision of manuscript and illustration, copy editing and proofreading is done. Designing and layout of booklet is finalized with production experts, and camera ready copy is ready for printing. Graded booklets. Neo-literates do not form homogeneous group in terms of experience, age and exposure to the world. Literacy skill wise, they would be at different levels. Appeal training material for literacy personnel ATLP in view of most countries of Asia and Pacific have identified following 3 levels of literacy skills. Level 1, basic literacy. Adults who have never been to school or who have dropped out of school before acquiring literacy. Adults unable to read and write paragraphs or any other type of written statement without help of teacher. Level 2 is called the middle level. It includes adults who have completed basic level and or have acquired basic literacy skills. Level 3 includes self-learning level adults or adults who have completed middle level or can read independently and who are willing to use books and other material in search of new knowledge. In view of this, it becomes necessary to prepare neo-literate booklets of different grades so that neo-literates of different reading ability could get booklets compatible to their reading ability. The books should be so graded that neo-literates could move from lower to upper level of information, knowledge, skills and 3 R's smoothly and gradually without getting much help from others. Gradation should also include other aspects of book production like style of writing, format, presentation of theme, illustrations, layout, type of size, etc. The basic principles of gradation would be from known to unknown, simple to complex and concrete to abstract.